So that's what we've learned. People who have anything on the back of their cars.
Terrible.
Terrible people.
Calvin pissing on a Ford logo. Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo.
That's right. People with
Calvin pissing on a Dale Earnhardt
the stick figures of their families.
Yeah. Fear stickers.
No
Guess
fear
what?
stickers.
You're going to fear the fact that I'm going to jam into the back
I'm
of
about
your
to rear end you.
truck nuts with my Honda Accord.
Exactly.
Here's number 4.
Speaking of lunatics, we never do stories about people that we like or admire.
No.
Although the army guy with the leg, we admire him.
There's some admiration there. Yeah.
I only told that story so I could do the stupid punchline.
Yeah, that was a terrible long way to go for that joke.
There's a man in Alabama.
Okay, I changed my mind. We're going to have to call this episode "The South Will Rise Again."
I think so.
By the way, it will not. That war would be over by lunch.
Exactly.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
You're done.
The North still has everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a man in Alabama. He's a little deluded. He married his MacBook computer, and he's suing state officials for refusing to recognize the nuptials.
Okay.
So this guy loves his computer. His name is Chris Sevier or Sevier. Can't be Sevier. That's classy, right? So it's got to be Servier.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Server because he married his computer.
Anyway,
he married an object in New Mexico with female-like features, and the judge, Chris Green, has arbitrarily denied his request for a new marriage license because Green found his relationship to be morally repugnant, according to the federal lawsuit. Okay. So there's a lot of people like this around the world that for some reason fall in love with inanimate objects.
Yeah, but years ago it was like, oh, that's terrible.
Right.
Which is the right thing to say.
Right, exactly.
But now that people are falling in love with computers because they can actually interact with them, people
Right.
are like softening on the subject.
But also, there's a story of a woman who married the Eiffel Tower.
I remember
because and she rubs up against it and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, where honest to God."
Oh, which is a terrible reaction. It's the wrong reaction.
Right. They look so cute. Oh, look, your eyes were closed in those pictures. Stupid.
Do it again. Do it again because we didn't get you with
where
your eyes were closed.
If a friend of yours or mine or a family member of yours or mine came to us and said, "Hey Lou, hey RC, I'd like you to meet my wife." Yeah, that's your Mac. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in love with her. We wouldn't go, aw. We would say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get it here. Here's a beer. Go sit down. Relax.
I'd say this is your last chance.
Yeah.
Revise your last statement or you will never see me again.
See, I'd be a little more tolerant. I'd say, walk it off. Go outside, interact with people.
Sit the next few plays out.
Get some fresh air.
Yeah. No, I'm out. I'm out.
So, but now people actually, the fact that people even say, "Oh, that's allowed. You're allowed to marry an inanimate object," to me just shows how it's all spiraling out of control.
Sure.
Yeah. And here's the guy's argument. The guy says, "Well, the judge allowed gay marriage and he's allowed transgender marriages, so he should allow my marriage to a computer." Somehow he equates that to real normal people who are in love.
People who are in love.
Yeah, and deserve to be married.
Yeah.
He
with
equates
people
him
who want to fuck a USB port.
Yeah, it's just it's nuts. Where any judge should say, "You know what? You're right. You can sue me, but I'm also going to lock you up for the next 30 days."
Yeah.
Take him away, Barney.
Have you seen though the real dolls, the sex dolls?
Oh yeah, they cost thousands of dollars. Not that I've researched them.
Right. I said to my wife, "Why don't we get one of these?" And she said, "Wait a second. You'd rather get that than actually, try and get me into bed." And I said, "Well, I was just joking, and
right.
I was just making jokes."
I'm a joke maker.
No, you weren't. You piece of shit. And then it was a bad day for me. I had a bad day.
Wow. Luckily, the Sharknado came along. To distract her.
Like, see, it's real. It's real, you asshole.
I tell you what, you make a deal with her that if the Sharknado does turn out to be real, you get to buy a real doll.
There you go.
I think that's a deal right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she can get one too.
Now, would you get?
And it could look like Ian Ziering of Sharknado.
Wait. Now, do we want the older, kind of puffy Ian Ziering, or do we want the 90210 Ian Ziering?
If I know my wife, she'd want the older, puffier Ian Ziering.
Well, she already has one of those.
Exactly. If you think about it, with some curly hair, I look like I.
You know what? Now I see that.
Now you see that.
I see that.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Wow. I may never look at you the same way again. Wow.
Were you into those shows?
I can't even look at you. No, because
90210, you weren't into 90210?
No, because I was an adult.
Right. Come on.
No,
a lot of adults.
When was it on? When was it on?
The 90s.
Nah, I was
early. I want to say early mid 90s.
Dude, I was 30 years old, living in New York, single.
Okay.
I was busy.
So you're busy, yeah.
Like going out with, real women.
Real ladies, yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing theater, and I was a go-get-'em kind of guy where I wanted to, be in every show and date every woman,
Yeah, sure.
and I was a very busy man.
Yeah.
So I may have watched it once or twice if someone invited me over to her house to watch it.
Right.
Do you want to come over? Okay, well, will it turn into sex? Sure, I'll come over and watch it.
What about Melrose Place?
Never watched Melrose Place.
Melrose Place, no.
Never watched it, no.
Well, Melrose
and I
Place was
appreciate,
like
believe me, I
this-
appreciate Heather Locklear.
Sure.
Love Heather Locklear.
Actually, why am I saying I've never been a Heather Locklear. Too thin.
What?
Way too thin.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
Are you sure you're straight?
I'm pretty. I think. Yeah, ish.
Straight-ish.
All right. On this same pattern here. What about the OC?
I don't even know what that is.
The OC.
No,
I don't even know how to tell you what it is. That's how few people that are any good were in it.
All right.
But I loved the OC.
Any hot chicks in it?
Yeah.
Who was with the famous?
I can only tell you the names of the characters. Summer and Marissa.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah. Summer was hotter than
Well,
Marissa.
but here's the deal. You just have to say those two names and I know that they're hot because you're never meeting an ugly chick named Summer.
Never.
And you're never
seen it.
And you're never meeting an ugly chick named Marissa.
I'm trying to think of another show like that.
Those are two really hot names.
What's another one? Dawson's Creek.
Oh, that was with
James Vanderbeek.
But wasn't Katie Holmes in that?
Katie Holmes was in that.
All right.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. The Paula Cole song, the chick with didn't shave her armpits.
Yeah, you gotta.
Great show.
Yeah.
Pacey was
Wait,
banging
listen.
his teacher
Wait,
in the first story arc.
Listen, you can hear guys turning off our podcast.
They've been turning it off since the beginning.
All across America.
Remember when I called Brown's innings when we were talking about the fight? And I almost quit my own life.
Like, oh, look, the Smith and Milano podcast. Oh, he's singing the theme song from Dawson's Creek. I think I'll open up this window of porn.
You want to know what's even worse? My wife did to me. And I this is actually my morning show partner's fault for my radio show. This idiot watches whatever his wife tells him to watch. I give him man suggestions constantly.
Right.
Like I had him. I'm like, you got to watch Bloodline.
Don't they have 2 TVs in their house?
They have, a whopping 2 TVs. But he still has to watch what she says.
Because I guarantee that for the last probably, my dad passed about 9 years ago. For the last 15 years of my dad's life, him and my mom never watched one TV show together.
No?
No, she was in the kitchen, with her big lounge chair watching TV in there, and he was in the living room in his lounge chair watching his shows in there.
Well, smart.
Which is the way all good marriages should be.
It should be that way. So I'm always giving him man suggestions on the show, on the air. And one of the rare times my wife happened to be listening lately, she hears him tell me I should watch Grace and Frankie on Netflix. Now, let's stop there for a second. Then she hears at work from one of her girlfriends that Grace and Frankie on Netflix is something good to watch.
Okay.
And then I was an idiot for a few days, and we only did what I wanted to do. And then my wife brought it up and said we need to start doing things together that I might like. So Grace and Frankie shows up in my living room. Now let me tell you what Grace and Frankie is about.
I already hate it, by the way.
I don't even from the name.
I don't even need to know it. I already hate it.
From the name, I was furious already.
Yeah.
So it's
wait, I'm guessing, is Frankie a chick?
yeah.
I knew it. There's no way it's like
just
about.
Wait, just buckle up, pal. So Grace is Jane Fonda, who's still beautiful at like 70.
Still hot. But
and
crazy.
Lily Tomlin are the main characters, right? Great
and she's aged great.
Yeah, well, that's why I just breezed past it. But sure, let's bring it up. Now, they are married to Sam Waterston and Martin Sheen.
Okay. Well, them I like.
I like them both.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the problem. Here's where it gets really not for me. And not because of... Well, let me just tell it first.
Okay.
So... Sam Waterston and Martin Sheen decide to divorce Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda,
right?
So they can marry each other. So they're dudes now,
and they want to marry each other.
They're in love with each other.
Okay.
And then all
this is so progressive, by the way. This story, like,
progressive.
oh my god,
yeah, maybe like do it 15 years ago,
right?
But anyway, this is where the story goes. And now there's emotions, and everybody's doing emotional things, and every 5 seconds, Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston are kissing. Now, not that there's anything wrong with that. Do I have to say that?
Right. No, because it's just the storyline.
It's just feelings on top of feelings on top of feelings. Now let's rewind to the beginning of the story where a man friend of mine recommended this to me, and here I am. Here I am.
So a good friend of yours,
good friend of mine.
Oh, you got to check out. Grace and Frankie. Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Great. Maybe it's about motorsports or something.
He's the same one that suggested that we take dance lessons after he took dance lessons, and every time I get in trouble now, I need to take friggin' dance lessons. My wife keeps bringing it up and bringing it up. For you know it, I'm going to be old twinkle toes on the dance floor, which I hate. I don't like dancing. I don't want to do anything with my toes. I don't want to be moving around.
No.
This guy is ruining my life.
And who is this guy? You got to cut him out of your life right now.
His name is Ethan Carey.
I know Ethan.
Ruining me.
I know Ethan Carey.
With the dancing.
Wow.
And the understanding and the talking.
Do you know
the watching of Grace and Frankie?
Wow. Why doesn't he just wear a tutu to work every
and my
day?
wife's like, why can't you be more like Ethan? You know, only better looking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Cinco.
So we are up to this Lenny Dykstra piece.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds here because I got to pull up exactly what it says.
Oh wait, you know what? This is actually a good opportunity for us to plug our friends.
Oh, good.
While you look that up, I'll start doing it. These are our sponsors. We want to thank Joey Etch and Ryan Baer. The Rope Break. That's another podcast. And they do an amazing job at it. It's about combat sports. Your only local source for news, opinions, and interviews revolving around pro wrestling and combat sports. New episodes each week. They're available on iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Make sure you check out Joey Etch and Ryan Baer with The Rope Break.
Special thanks to Vin Giacvoni at VMJ Designs for doing an outstanding job on the Smith and Milano podcast logo. If you have anything that has to do with website design, flyers, photo editing, any needs like that, VMJdesign.com. Handle all your needs. He does brilliant work.
Yes, and Vin needs to change his name.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister, man.
Just terrible.
There's got to have a vowel in there or something.
Guitar Hanger. Guitar Hanger is close to where we're broadcasting from. Do you call this broadcasting? What do we call this?
We are broadcasting.
Podcasting?
Yeah, but it's very broad about what we're doing.
Sure, we love broads.
We love broads.
Even Grace and Frankie. Anyway, Guitar Hanger is located in Brookfield, Connecticut, which is close to where we are here in Danbury, Connecticut. But you can reach them online, guitarhanger.com, and they can facilitate anything they can do in the store online. You can get amazing custom guitars. You can get a regular-ass guitar, if you'd like. You can get a fucking tuba. Remember that the Jerky Boys bit?
Yeah.
You know what that was? No, what was it?
Oh,
that's the fucking tuba. You can get a fucking tuba. You can get reeds. You can get strings. You can get pedals. You can get wires. You can get instrument lessons. You can get an instrument for your kid for their high school band thing.
Whatever they need.
Whatever they need, you go to guitarhanger.com. Rick Tedesco, our buddy over there, helped set up our studio here. We want to thank him. Guitarhanger.com.
TreehouseComedy.com is where you go for Treehouse Comedy Productions, our title sponsor, they say. They've been doing comedy in Connecticut for almost 35 years. At this point, it's probably past 35 years. It's probably into its 36th year, but it is the best comedy clubs in Connecticut, if not the country. They have comedy clubs in Westport. They have them in many, many different places. Yes. I got it right here. They have it at the Fairfield Theater. They have it at Windsor Locks. They have it in Westport. So there's comedy clubs all over Connecticut. They have Rich Voss coming up. They have the warm-up comic show coming up with Joey Cola and Tracy Locke and Mike Burton. TreehouseComedy.com for all your comedy needs, or you can call them at 203-268-5857.
That's right. I saw Brad today, Brad Axelrod of Treehouse Comedy Productions, wearing his stupid fucking Philadelphia Eagles hat.
Was he in his RV?
No. Yeah. So I said, "Oh, you got your gear on?" He goes, "No, this isn't in the half of it." I went, "Why do you bother with the Philadelphia Eagles?"
Really? He's my age. He's like almost 60 years old, and he's still dressing up in football gear and stuff. Wow. Wow.
Okay. Okay, so now
I'm a
it's
big
time
Yankees
for-
fan, but I'm not strapping on Babe Ruth's jersey for every game.
Or the Costanza a Yankee jersey.
I love those.
Those are-
You still see
if
those.
You're gonna wear those.
When you go to Yankee Stadium, you still
yeah,
see a jersey.